Casting.
All right, we are
Hello.
back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined by Joshua Myers. What's up, dude? Long time no see.
Hey, man. How's it going?
I'm talking about the stream. I'm getting word from our producer that it's mostly gentlemen here, and you know what? I don't appreciate that comment.
Yeah, I know. There's more than gentlemen out here. We have a very diverse community.
Arya is holding it down.
Yeah.
I know. Mostly, but not entirely. Yeah, we are back. Round one. That was a scorcher. Red deck wins, I guess.
Red deck wins, and that's the ultimate red deck, which is Kodachi, which is like another layer to it.
But okay, tell me this: if it's red deck, then why do you run Kodachi? Because you pitching reds for that, or you got?
No, you pitch a blue. It's just you present. It's like easier.
It's not entirely red deck,
but
it's
yeah,
primarily red deck.
Yeah.
Mostly red. Deck.
And then the double lava burst was just. I couldn't. I was like, Snapdragons. Okay, what's after this? Another lava burst.
I mean, who hasn't been on the end of a double lava burst? It just seems to happen every time you play 5, which is why I'm glad there's only one. Shout out to Chris Ayali enjoying our Chipotle catered lunch.
I gotta take my hair down,
which was delicious. Oh, we're going hair down. We could both go long hair boys right now.
Fabtcg was saying that I got a haircut, so I just wanna. You can't control it most of the time.
There we go. At the end of this next round, maybe my hair will also be down. We'll see.
Yeah, we both have little ponytails.
I've got the business up front and then the party in the back as usual.
That's how it works.
So we're still waiting on round one to actually finish.
Yeah.
The Dromai is paired into each other, and they just love playing. So they're just taking their time. Again, these are untimed rounds all day, so this might be a theme of one game going pretty long.
You see, Chipotle's back there, so people are really slouching.
Yeah, so if you finished your game, you get lunch. If you don't, you get paired into round 2, and you can have some lunch later.
Yeah. It was delicious. I still have mine in front of me, man.
If he sneaks a bite, we'll know because it doesn't go quietly. But yeah, no, it's delicious. Always, always a great event here for everyone who showed out and qualified. And also some, spectators. You showed up to support a friend. Maybe you got lunch too. You just saying you could have been here with us. But
it's very true. Because there's right after, or kind of in the midsection of our tournament at Collector's Legion, there's going to be a skirmish case tournament.
That's right.
So it's like a super fun day of Fab. We got everything catered. There was like 3 Chipotle boxes. I've never seen that many Chipotle boxes ever. Yeah. And then even if you don't do well in the Players Championship, you can still go play some Blitz with some friends. Yep. More people from the community are coming who didn't quite make it, but you've probably seen throughout the series. So it's just an overall celebration, I think, of the Fab SoCal community and what we put into the series. It's been
absolutely. And there's got to be like $1,000 worth of guacamole out there based on Chipotle prices.
Oh, it was so good.
Never seen trays of guacamole delivered so pristinely. No, exactly. This is a celebration of SoCal Flesh and Blood with the minor invasion of Arizona and Las Vegas because, they just can't help themselves, but everyone's welcome. We're always happy to have visitors. Yeah. They come out, we have a good time. They go all the different shops, and everyone's armories get a little bit spicier, which
we invade them sometimes.
We don't actually need because it's pretty spicy out here, anyways.
It's so spicy. The amount of just passion and just friendship that comes out. Like even if we didn't get a skirmish in San Diego, I'd probably go out to Arizona. I'd probably go to Las Vegas just to have an excuse to go play a skirmish and go see my friends, which is
for sure.
The whole point of this. Whole point, I think, of James White's vision is Flesh and Blood's in person. You get to meet friends and travel. And get to talk a little shit while playing them. Everyone out there has been grinding. Like most people went to time. I think there's a Dromai match that we're still waiting on right now that went to time while they're setting up the next one.
There's no time. So
that went like a lot of time.
If we had time, they would have gone to time, and it would have been bad for both of them. But I think they've finally wrapped up, so we're probably giving them just maybe an opportunity to do a little snack, a chip or two, because it's going to be a long day, despite being a shorter tournament. Just to bring it up again, for those of you who hate and love the grid, this is our format for today. So if you win out first 3 rounds, you're locked for top 8. Otherwise, you can see the O1s and O2s have a tougher road to make it to the top 8. So as you win more matches, you can solidify your thing and possibly only play 3 or 4 games before going into the top 8 today.
It's definitely true. Okay, so there's a pretty good hero spread. Not the player you think, but what hero do you think we'll be seeing within the top 8 spread the most?
I mean, I think unless the Icelanders all destroy each other, I think we're going to see a couple Icelanders.
Okay.
I'm feeling pretty good that at least one Levy is going to be there. There's got to be a Dromai. I don't know. Craig's just incredible. So, and I also think Lexi's going to make. I feel like it's going to be Icelander, Dromai, Levia, Bravo, Lexi, and if Tyler Horspool can hold down, we'll get a fine there. Briar, I'm just going to say is not going to win because she's got that living legend curse of she'll never get the 2 points because
she's so good.
We're not giving any points for this tournament, but she still is plagued by that. Those 2 measly points to get her into living legend status and remove Rosetta Thorn from the game.
Have you seen that meme where it's like the rabbit in the hair and it's Oldhim is the turtle in the hair and the Oldhim's the turtle and like wins the race to living legends and Briar's just sitting there as the rabbit,
being like
waiting.
I'm so good,
and I'm gonna wait here.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like we saw that with Prism too, right? She kind of sat at
she sat for a bit. Yeah, everyone wanted her gone and no one wanted to put her over the top there.
There were rumors of collusion and people not winning so that it would stay around. But, we're just going to say that that's probably not true because that's all hearsay unless you got the proof on the paper.
Yep.
Briar just can't do it right now. She's got a lot of competition.
Yep. So people asking in the chat, this is a 16-person event.
Yep.
Each person who is here had to qualify through a feeder tournament, which we ran every month throughout this year.
Yep.
And so each person earned their spot through points or through I think it's just points, right?
Yeah, it was just points.
Just points of grinding these different tournaments you're putting on every month.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
So this is going to be the grand finals of it. We have a fun little trophy. We have some cool snacks. Each player got a custom shirt with chocolate made from a local.
Yeah,
we really
fudge in here.
Fudge, yeah. So we really are highlighting. This is for the fun of it. I looked at this room and I said, who do I think is going to win? I'm like, there's not one person I don't trust in this room to pilot their decks perfectly. So I'm really excited to see some more games. Here's our trophy, AGE Champion 2023.
I don't even have to joke. I can't even fit it on screen.
It's a big
so
one.
Big.
And the winner also gets a quad 9 Arcane Lantern because that's kind of like the symbol of Arcane games. It's going to be Arcane Lanterns, one of our favorite cards. So big money in this trophy. Oh. That's why we have it in there.
It's a hard case.
That's why it's in the hard case. It's still good. Let's go. But yeah, so they're competing for that. They're competing for cash. They're competing for notoriety throughout the region. This has come from a SoCal to a West Coast event, as Colin was describing. Arizona shows up. Las Vegas
Southwest region.
Southwest Regional.
I mean,
that's a lot of money right there. $1,000 to the winner.
$1,100 to the winner.
You can buy a CF ALS with that money.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You could buy 2 Bravo El Spectacular.
Oh, there's one in the case.
There's one in the case, so if you have 2, you can buy both of them and have $100 left over.
Shout out to our sponsor, Collectors Legion, where we're hosting this. They've been a great host. They sell Fab singles. They sell Magic singles, One Piece. Please check out their website. And come if you're in town, come check them out. It's a massive space, right down the tons of food in the area, great parking. Thanks again, Collectors Legion.
Yeah, absolutely. Been a wonderful host since we moved down here. They are huge supporters of Flesh and Blood. Beyond just selling the game, they care about it, and it shows in everything they do here. Especially allowing us to come here and be, slightly belligerent.
A little bit. I try to be. I try to have fun.
Just like friendly belligerent. All right, so I
course.
think we do have our next game. I believe it's Alejandro and Travis. Is that what we said? So we're going to have Lexi versus Dromai. So this will be interesting. It might be a fast one. We'll see.
Lexi versus Dromai. Yeah. You familiar with that one?
I am not, but I think it can be tough on either side depending on how the cards roll.
That's true. Well, let's get into it. Let's see like they're setting up now. We're going to go into our match intro. Lexi versus Dromai. Try to do like an announcer voice.
Alejandro Cuevas versus Travis Wagner.
There you go.
At the Arcane Games and Event Players Championship.
Oh, dude, I always felt like I was in Mortal Kombat right there.
Fight!
Boom. Look at that. Them having fun, laughing.
Already having fun. Look at this. This is why we play games, y'all, because it's fun. But I guess it's easier to have fun when you're good and you win.
It's a lot easier
right now. They're 1-0. Alejandro had to play, I think, Alexander Vor first round on Icelander, which is a bit of a squeaker. I don't think he was expecting to win, but he got the win. You know, it just Lexi can present a lot of damage very quickly. So that's always the thing you got to worry about.
And they're always creating new meta options. So one thing I love about Fab is that you have so there's like your S tier decks, right? There's Islander and there's Lexi right now, and then people respond to those. They'll tech for them. They're kind of like pivot their deck around it, and then now it's the balls in their court to respond kind of back to their meta options. So Lexi, for instance, if you're running, Lexi's been popular in the meta, so people run Arsenal Disruption. So Lexi's have now been running Trench because they get to save that card, prolong the game more. So it's really cool to see how these decks evolve over time throughout the meta. And how these different decisions impact it. Because at the beginning of the meta, I don't think many Lexis would have ran Trench.
You mean Trench?
Trench, yeah. No, yeah, exactly. So
the treasure chest, if you will. Yeah, it's a really cool card. I think some people slept on it at first, but it's definitely been popular around here. Evan Bridges famously loves the Trench. Shouts it out when he wins every time. But yeah, just being able to, you know, put anything in your arsenal.
Yep.
Turn it into a resource. Protect yourself from things like Command and Conquer and other stuff like that. It's just very versatile and allows them to, you know, as you say, prolong the game and
keep their important pieces. What if that was like a codex? You get to put it back on the it comes back around when it might matter. So that's the most important part. And then you can reload once your arsenal's clear. You can reload it.
Yeah, totally. So we got some player profiles we can look at while they get set up.
Figure out who these people are.
Alejandro Cuevas. Lexi has been his thing. This like mostly his whole career. I feel like he's been a Ranger guy. He's got a 52% AGE win percentage. Great, 2 top 8s and 50 points. So he's coming in at 10th place in our top 16 coming into today. And yeah, let's see. What song will be going through your head when your back is against the wall on Saturday? Fighter by Kana Boon from the Gundam Orphans anime. That is a deep cut that I'm not familiar with. I'm glad that he shouted out an anime song and not just like, you know.
I've watched Iron Blood Orphans. I wonder if it's Iron Blood Orphans because there's a good soundtrack.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's super solid.
I believe it. I feel like animes usually either have like orchestral things or just like weird, like awesome rock music.
Well, yeah, it's like I think that's like a goal. Like is that you can make it on the front there. Let's see. Anything else? Is he from Mexico? Is he representing Mexico?
I think he's from. I could be both. He's from Mexico. He can represent whatever he wants. I know he's also. Doesn't he work down at Kingslayer? Is he a Kingslayer guy? No, I don't know.
He's not in San Diego, so I do not know currently. But a very nice guy. I've talked to him before. He's real funny. Very skilled player too.
Yeah.
Very disciplined. Like he's fast playing, but he knows.
Relatively new to the game as well, which is interesting. I think he started like within the past year or so.
Is that new? Am I getting old?
I mean, to me, I've been playing for 3 years and I suck. So to me, I'm just like, wow, this guy's only been playing for like 16 months. He's amazing. Yeah. But no, he's been very good. He's learned a lot and just really jumped into this game. I'm pretty sure that's true. Someone call me out if I'm wrong. Actually, don't call me out. We'll just say it's true. Great guy. Travis, he's a local. He comes to Odyssey Games all the time. He was a big Fi player, bane of my existence some weeks. But, you know, always very nice, always jovial, and then when Fi, you know, got a little belittled itself, he switched to Dromai, and he's been having success with Dromai as well. So this will be interesting. I really am not super familiar with this matchup, so hopefully we can speak to it with some credibility other than just being like, let's see what happens. But honestly, let's just see what happens. I'm excited.
I remember walking out there and seeing Travis play, and I think he's playing Red Line Dromai. Because I saw Breaking Point, which is traditionally only red. So I think it's Red Line Dromai, which might make this matchup significantly different.
Absolutely, yeah. That's interesting. You know what? We've got some. Well, I've got. Not on the stream, but I can tell you right now. We'll look at his deck live while they're setting up. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of red in there. He's got Command and Conquers. He's got Flame Call Awakening. He's got Flicker Ticks. A bunch of dragons. Nourishing Emptiness.
3 Nourishing because of Burn them Alls, right? Because you can take out your attack actions, burn them all, and then just play it, and then attack action, burn them all, and play it.
Sweet. Snatch, Remembrance. Of course, Warmonger's Diplomacy, the most recent card that will be banned later
what's
on.
Your what's your take on that? What's your stance on Warmongers?
My stance is that it makes the game less fun.
What's less fun?
I think it prevents you as a player from doing what you want to do, not because of what the player, a choice the player made, just flat out the card just takes it away from you. Any deck that wants to do more than one thing is going to be hampered by this card. So it favors decks that are either all attacks or I guess all non-attacks, because you have to pick one, and if you have both in your hand, you really have a less. I don't know. It just seems less exciting to me, and I don't like that. I think it's a mistake that it's a blue that costs 0. If it costs 1, better. If it was a yellow,
blue
better.
zeros are good.
Block for 2, better. The fact that it is just a no-brain add to your deck because it's blue, block for 3, and cost 0. It just, I don't know. I find it uninspiring, to be honest.
It's very polarizing. Doesn't make the game feel as interactable or fun. I understand that.
Yeah.
I think most people have that perspective. But we're into the game now. We're going to see some Warmongers, see how it makes these guys feel. We have interesting setups for both players, right? So for Travis, we have the Arcane Skullcap, my classic, a favorite, with Seeker's Mitts, the Furnace, and the Snapdragons. And then for Alejandro, we have New Horizons, Tranche, Hornet Sting, because Rip Bullseye Bracers. What else are you going to use?
Yep.
And Snapdragon Scalers. So both players obviously trying to go wide. Snapdragon Scalers is a very aggressive take. You're like, I'm trying to do wide chains. The utility and the gloves, all right. I'm really interested to see how this Skull Cap works for Travis, because I feel like we've been seeing more people experiment with it, and not as many people are a fan of it. But I grew up in a meta where that was your armor piece.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the fact that it can block 3 is not something that can be ignored much longer. I also feel sometimes that Crown of Providence promotes kind of bad play, because you're like, oh, just put anything in my arsenal and I'll block with
sloppy
it.
play.
It's just like, it is good for what it does, but sometimes that 1 point of health is the difference between winning and losing. So I had to look up Hornet Sting because I forget what it does. It does block for 1.
Yep.
And says whenever Hornet Sting defends, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an arrow, deal 1 damage to the attacking hero or ally. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. So pretty cool tech against Dromai.
Because the ally part.
Yeah, because the ally part. I think also just dealing damage while defending is always super strong. It's something that can really catch people off guard if they're not used to it. And being that it's a newer piece because of Bullseye Bracers being banned, it seems like
it's definitely a new way to play around it. So Travis with a good opening turn here. Pitched 2 red cards, created 2 ash, and threw the CNC down. Alejandro says, here's 3 blocks. Yep. Now we're off to the races.
Yeah. Hates the block with that endless arrow, though.
It does suck. I wonder what else was the options there.
I think he had the instant lightning press.
Oh, so yeah. Can't block with that.
He may not have a choice, and there could have been a 2 block on something else, so that might have been his only choice, which is the downside of Ranger.
So here's the Battering Bolt. So Battering Bolt, from my understanding, is mostly in there as a popper. It's a 6, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen someone play it against me. So he loads a Battering Bolt, fires it. Yep, Travis says, I don't see this card too often. What does this do? All right. We're going to look up exactly. There's a lot of text, and my vision isn't that great.
Yeah, 2 for 6. When Battering Bolt hits a hero, they reveal their hand and discard all cards other than action cards. Then they lose 1 health for each card discarded this way. So interesting, but I do believe it's mostly a 6 popper in there. He's probably just playing it to set up his turn because...
You might have drawn weird. It came in the wrong order. Like you said, one of them is possibly a press. Yeah, I definitely see a press in his hand. So it's like, I think he's trying to set up a press turn.
Yeah, probably.
Setting up a press turn on Endless Arrow sucks. Because it's like, oh, guess what? It's gonna become endless. But arsenaling, I've seen it before. Arsenaling it, flipping it, give go again to a new other arrow. It's really great.
Yeah, it's, there's a reason it's been in the deck for forever, I feel like. So Travis gonna block Sink Below.
Yep.
Take a couple damage.
Take 3, no problem. He gets to look at the hand.
He's got all action cards.
All right.
There you go. Good job. Good job, Travis.
Now you know. There's some strong ones. Red Rakes, Dromai.
And a Dust Up.
Super strong. And you have 2 ash already?
Yeah.
It's ready.
Yeah, I mean, the CNC really, it's not effective on turn 0 other than making Ash, and maybe getting a couple cards, which can be a blessing or a curse, I think, sometimes. If your opponent has like a weird hand, it forces them or allows them to kind of reconfigure. But in this case, it feels like it really did hamper Alejandro's first turn because he had to block with some good cards.
Yep, here comes the Rake. Now we're going to get 3 little dragons, which is really hard, I think, for Alejandro to deal with. Rakes are like big ways for you to get that damage, I think, as Dromai, especially for that, because most of the time Alejandro's on hits want to be going towards your face, going towards the enemy. So having to deal with, which is little 1/1s biting your ankles, is very annoying for Ranger.
Yep. So he's transforming 3, leaving 1 Ash because I believe, paying for it. Generated an extra 1. So this is starting to look, it's always scary when all of a sudden there's multiple dragons on the field, even in the baby dragons.
Oh, yeah. And Alejandro not having the best start is not great, but still, we're still super early, right? 37-40. Tempo can be swung.
This game is over. Can't believe it. He's up 3 points. He's not going to win this game.
Travis playing a really interesting, once again, dragon. I think that does really well against Lexi here, because this dragon is the Yenderai. He's the big dad dragon who you have to break his kind of damage shield first, and then you can go for the kill. So once again, Alejandro would have to commit 2 cards or a popper. That's fair. That's a good one. Down and Dirty, another tech card probably just for Dromai.
Yep.
I've never seen Down and Dirty in any Lexi player.
I mean, it's good, lets you hold on to that popper and defend from Arsenal. It's like, it sucks for illusionists, but it's great for everybody else.
Yeah, that was a great ad from Outsiders, I think, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it is one of those cards where it's just like, it feels bad in that it's like, its purpose is just to disrupt this one class. It doesn't really do anything else. And then you have to include it in your... I feel like the fact that you have to include poppers is always that thing of like, well, this sucks. I have to put these cards in here that I don't like. But, that's why we have 80 card decks. Is that 80 cards? 80 cards.
80 cards. Yeah, 80 cards is the max.
I was talking too much about Blitz earlier. Just forget how many cards we have in decks. So there we go. Flipping over the lightning press. Go again on our next attack.
Blood arrow, the worst one. That's 7 damage arrow if it hits, pretty much.
This one is...
Oh, it's going to be 8 damage because he buffed it by 1. So he... Wait.
And he can lightning press.
Yeah, so he reveals lightning press. It does it create a lightning embodiment, or it creates a...
No, just her thing. It gives the next attack go again.
The next attack go again. So it's the other card that you got that makes the embodiment. The new one.
One of the Unity cards?
Yeah.
So coming in for 6, threatening the on hit. The lightning press is coming. Block, so it's like...
It's so hard. Like, I hate this situation. This is like, all right, well, eventually he's going to have to use it. Alejandro wants to use it correctly on the right things. It punishes a good block, but also he can't have it in there forever because it also takes up slots for his double arsenal for the New Horizons. So he's going to have to find a way to kind of weave it in. I don't think it'll be too hard. Yep, he's going to go right here on this one. Have you ever been a blood arrow thrown at you from Zeus himself? Like just lightning press?
Yeah.
And just a blood rod everywhere?
It's nasty, electrified blood coming right at you.
All right, there's the blood rod.
I respect this no block from Travis. I don't think there's a good move. Like when you block, it's going to hit and feel bad anyway. So
just let it happen.
Just take it, and his turn's now over, and, Travis is... All right, we're back. All right, jumping back in. Sorry about that, everybody. OBS is a great software until it crashes, which it usually doesn't. All right, so it looks like we missed...
Oh, he did Lost in Thought.
Oh, he did Lost... Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're still in the same turn. He pitched one burn, won't do Lost in Thought. Now we're looking at Alejandro's stuff.
He's Lost in Thought while the stream was lost in the ether, so... he's going through his card. He's picking the drill shot. That's a good one. That card also sucks to get hit by. I feel like so many of Lexi's cards just suck to get hit by. That's why it's a rough deck to play.
My homie was hitting me fatigue shots yesterday, like blue ones, and I was like, God, stop, please.
Yeah. Like, really? I have to block this? Yeah, I hate that fatigue shot is like, for some people, it's horrible. And for other people, it's like, I don't care. Bravo's like, whatever, dude. All right, so here we go with the Mai coming out. That's an interesting one in this matchup.
Yep. His art makes him look like he's like the leader of a homeowners association.
Well, yeah, I mean, Thamai famously is like the Karen of the dragons as he represents Solana. He's going to be there being like, oh, you excuse me. You
gotta mow your lawn.
Yeah. Oh, did you paint your mailbox yellow? I'm sorry. We're going to fine you.
You're going to go to jail for that.
So, all right, here we see the Hornets thing coming out to block a baby dragon, revealing an arrow, and going to deal a damage and end Travis's turn. Very nice. That's a really cool card for this situation. I was curious if he was going to try to save that for later, but I guess it makes sense when you're being threatened by
a red rake.
Enough dragons that you just don't want to deal with them. So you stop it in its tracks.
Yeah. I think Alejandro's in a much better place now than he was at the beginning. He's a substantial damage lead. He's able to maintain some of these dragons currently, and he's able to have a 5-card hand, 4-card. Yeah, he blocked one, I guess, or he got lost in thought on one.
So tell me this: is there anything that Thamai targets in this matchup, or is it just another dragon that you have to deal with? Because it says opponents can't play cards or activate abilities during your turn. But Lexi's generally not doing that. I guess
you can load during someone's turn.
Yeah, Voltaire, but I feel like that's more of a turn 0 thing and not a normal mid-game situation.
You can respond to things like Lost in Thought or something, right? Can't you?
I guess
like instant speed. Like there's some weird things.
That actually makes sense. So yeah, to get around some of those hit effects or card abilities. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I like that. So yeah, is that what just happened? I think I missed that by talking about Thamai. He popped something by blocking? Is that what just happened?
What? No, he's playing his cards. That's his hand. He has not popped anything.
I was just looking at the chat.
Maybe you can don't listen to Matthew.
Whoa, I didn't say that. All right, so here we go. Seeing the skull cap come out, getting its first value. Taking damage, working out for Travis yet again, getting that 2-block and
clearing a dragon. And this is the game right now. You do some damage, you clear a dragon, you kind of set up that big hand. I'm wondering, did you look at Alejandro's list at all? Does he have? Because this is some new text with like Blood Rot codexes. They're always changing Codex of Inertia, so I want to see what he has in the store for Travis here.
Let's see. How many books does he run?
How many books?
Nope,
just three of the
frailties.
Yeah, the frailty ones.
Does have Sleep Dart. He runs Heart of Ice.
It's the Dromai sideboard right here.
Shock Charmers. Yeah, it's
3 Battering Bolts, 3 Down and Dirties.
And then I think he's got the. Oh no, he doesn't. Yeah, is that it for his poppers?
Yeah.
Woof.
Well, that's Lexi.
Yeah, that is.
He's got a Remorseless. Is that? I don't know. That's traditional Lexi. Remorseless is pretty cool.
Yeah, Remorseless is a good card. Of course, running 6 and
laces,
shots, a couple laces.
It seems like he's got a heavy Blood Rot build right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it just does so much damage and presents such a hard question every time you throw it in there.
Mirage Guy coming down for Travis.
Here we go. No poppers here.
Yep. Which is going to be hard. I'm sure Alejandro is counting on leaning on some of those poppers to be able to pivot. So now that Mirage is down, he's probably going to have to use some of his next turn to clear it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's choosing to block. Alejandro being very conservative. I know if I was at 37, I'm like, yeah, sure. But this is why these players are here. They're super good. They know more than us for sure. And he's going to value every bit of that health. Block a little bit. Take 2 little bites on the ankles from the dragons. And
yeah, it's interesting. I feel like that's always the thing when you're going against Dromai is if you give them more time, they have more time to set up.
Yeah.
But I think because Lexi can do so much go again, has cards like Endless Arrow that if you just take out a dragon, it comes back to your hand. But I think it's a little bit easier for Lexi to clear a board than for some other heroes. So he can take his time. I think he's got to be smart because if you just start thinking, oh, I can take some of this damage, all of a sudden you're at the same health, and then you're in a much worse position than you were a couple minutes ago.
It's very true. And usually Dromai's kind of stabilize around 25, 20, and then they start you're like, oh gosh, things are happening.
Yeah, Dromai is, I feel like, the deck that's going to use its life as a resource early on to get their board state going. And then once that reaches that tipping point, it can be very hard for a lot of decks to deal with the sheer number of dragons that come at your face.
But we do know that Travis is not necessarily playing a big dragon build, but is more of a red line kind of build. So
yeah, but the baby dragons are even worse sometimes.
Baby dragon.
It feels bad to block.
It feels bad, and you have to kick them away. And you're like,
yeah,
no, the baby. Endless Arrow though is pretty solid here. He's gonna just do a flicker trick. It looks like blocks 4, right? Yeah, flicker trick blocks 4. I'm pretty sure. New cards from Destil Dawn.
Oh, that Heatseeker. I was like, what is this card? It looks crazy because of the foiling on it.
I don't know if foiled cards are cool, Colin. I know.
They are cool. That's half the reason we play this game. He blocks 5.
Block 5. Okay, that's the new one. So
that's it's if it's a defense reaction. And that's blocking a non-phantasm or a non-illusionist attack. Blocks 5. That's
nice. Perfect block on that.
Good.
Not 4. It's a new one. All right. So Endless into Heatseeker. Heatseeker's gonna be 5 here. Would you still? Would you? Okay. I'm trying to think here. Would you care about Heatseeker? You have dragons. You're still presenting 2. You can go a little tankier.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it all depends what's in his hand.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of the thing where the value of it is very strong for Lexi. Getting that card into their arsenal, he's going to come back with a 6-card hand after Travis takes some damage. So to me, it's one of those usually a must block card, and
because it sets up that 6-card hand.
Yeah, but he already blocked the first attack, Endless Arrow, which is another must block. So it's one of the, it's not you're damned if you do and damned if you don't situation. I think, and I think he wants to keep presenting threats rather than blocking out turns because he's already on the back foot just a little bit.
Another Lost in Thought. Lost in Thought having some good targets here. I'm not too excited for Alejandro's next turn, Travis probably says.
Yeah.
I see a 3 of a kind. I see a Codex. You have a Blood Rod already. You have one in Graveyard. You got Snap still up. Alejandro about to have a very big turn coming up. But Lost in Thought will be able to give Travis a little bit of a heads up and how to play the situation.
Yeah. Lost in Thought just great card. It's so damaging. You get the card back eventually. I feel like comparing it to Phantasaclasm where they just drew a card immediately. Yeah. This is so much worse because it gets,
Now Travis should play Censor and just scare Alejandro or Chains of Eminence. And
oh my god, that would be hilarious. Those are the kind of deck building things that lose you matches.
Yeah. So
Burn Them All coming out.
So Alejandro and both Travis. So Lost in Thought's a bit of a new card. So I've seen this happen already a couple of times today, where the Lost in Thought technically doesn't go into the grave. The card you pick, it goes to the bottom of your deck.
Yeah,
and you get a Ponder.
Yeah, it goes to the bottom, but you don't get that card back till the end of your next turn.
Yeah,
that's the hard part. I think it's nice that you get a card back eventually, but it really does hamper your next turn. Luckily, he got that Heatseeker and has 2 arsenals, so. The blue infecting shot, still annoying. It's not a heavy card, but you got to think about blocking it just because of the hit effect.
Yep. Currently, that's just a misrepresentation of board state for both people. I think I have to roll with it. Don't have a judge easily. It just happens. It's a new card. It's probably going to happen when you guys go to Vegas. It's probably going to happen. Make sure you read the things. Because it could come to bite Alejandro a little bit later.
Yes, stream. Thank you.
We got it.
They're the ones playing the game. I'm we just talked about this recently, and I'm not super into the judged by stream crowd. Like
that's all good.
It's just
everyone just wants to see a game played really well, and definitely want to see like a victory that they think is like pure. Once again, the loss in thought is definitely a mistake, but it's not going to be something where it's like considered like cheating or something. So we're just gonna have to roll with it for now. Moving on, they're gonna do 3 of a kind with Alejandro. What is he looking to play? Wonder what his 3 is. I think one of them was press. I see.
It's an Art of War too. That's
an Art of War. So yeah, he 3 of a kind into like not enough arrows. I don't think, and he has to use some of them. Yeah, Art of War is not what you want to see. Press is not what you want to see. So you only really have 2 arrows that you can fire plus the blood rot. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Alejandro's about to have a really great turn and just drew really badly, unfortunately.
Ranger problems. Always a possibility on your 3 of a kind turn that you won't be able to do very much, which is one of the worst things that I think can happen to you while you're playing this game. Where you're like, here I go. Oh, never mind, I pass.
Yeah.
Famously, Isaac Jessen of the Attack Action Podcast at the first U.S. Nats in the top 8 whiffed his 3 of a kind.
Oh, and it was Codex too. Damn. and then he pitched a sleep dart too. So yeah, it was just a full brick on this 3.
That's really rough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of the balance of a Ranger deck and playing 3 of a kind is if you run enough instants and.
There's a blue blood rot arrow too. Yeah, it's not the strongest 3 of a kind I don't think a Lexi player has ever had, but it's definitely worth it.
It's not the worst.
Not the worst.
But it's definitely not the strongest.
Another blood rot token coming down, which do a lot of work against, I imagine, Dromai because she doesn't have many blues.
Yeah.
For it, yeah.
Definitely not a bad thing. Nice. Okay, so we're going to do the Rustling Leaves. He's going to pitch to draw some cards.
Yep. So he's going to pitch to reveal, and then if he reveals, he can put it, reveals an arrow, he can put it into his arsenal, and then it breaks. If he doesn't reveal an arrow, then it doesn't break, which is kind of cool about Rustling Leaves.
Nice.
Reveals a sleep dart, a red one at that. Yep. So what happens is you can actually do it twice. So that's what he did. Is you can pitch to it twice and it can hit twice. So he somehow.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, why did he do it again?
Because you can because it's an instant, so you can respawn on the layer again and then have it resolve down.
Wow.
So able to dig himself out with a 3-card brick there a little bit. But he can't give him go again, I don't think, can he?
No, because they're already in his arsenal, so...
Yeah, so...
Unless he can do it by some other means, which he's already used his Snapdragon, so... I mean, he really well navigated that terrible 3 of a kind turn into something that was worthwhile. He got some damage, he got some blocks, and he's got the Blood Rot Pox token over on Travis's side, so he's getting him down to a place where... He's got to be a little uncomfortable. He's only got the 2 Ether Ash Wings. He doesn't have, any... I mean, he's not running a ton of big dragons, but he definitely has some. And we haven't seen a lot of his, kind of go-wide redliner turns either so far. So
not quite yet. He's been doing a lot of blocking, a lot of setting up.
Yeah, you do still have to respect Dromai. The... Burn them all is just going to be consistent chip damage, and they can really turn the tide really quickly sometimes. It's just they just need a couple good cards, a couple good dragons, and all of a sudden you're facing 12 plus damage a turn unless you can clear it. So
I will say this game's a little bit awkward. Just the hands they've been getting it's not really like a powerful. I feel like you've just been seeing kind of some clumpy hands.
Yeah, for sure. That's. Card games, though, right?
Yeah, that's the part of it. Winning a tournament requires skill and luck. You need both of them. You can't just have one.
I think the skill part is it's like 70-30. You can force it with the skill, but you can't force it with the luck.
So 2 really big dragons coming out for Travis. You have Chromai and Miragai. Chromai getting the action point, and Miragai being able so Alejandro cannot pop it right away.
Yep.
So now you're going to be seeing some bigger turns coming out of Travis's side. He has a little more protection and has taken his time to kind of carefully craft his board to, set up this wide turn.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was just talking about. It can happen on a dime. We all of a sudden doubled our dragons. We've got extraction points. We've got, phantasm protection. Alejandro doesn't run a ton of poppers, so it could be, kind of moot or safe to block this, but it looks like he's got it. He does have it.
He has the down and dirty. Gonna go for the.
I feel like that was a bit greedy from Travis. I think you kind of want to protect your Mirage, but I guess against Lexi, she might just go after it anyways.
No matter what,
So
it's gonna net a card no matter what. Yeah.
You try to, because it's basically like he prevented 3 damage to himself.
And then we're kind of low in the game, so he either has it or he doesn't. I think Alejandro is looking to really pop off and try to go for the kill here against Travis. Let's see what he has in store, though. He has 2 in arsenal, 3 in hand. Travis has 3 dragons.
Really haven't seen like the big Lexi turns like we normally do, but here we go. Give our next attack go again with the Lexi reveal. Sleep Dart. Ooh. This one is good against Dromai.
Sleep Dart's super solid. Turns off our ability. Can't give dragons the go again.
So I'm saying this card this card is good against some heroes. I guess so. We were talking about Fatigue Shot earlier.
Yeah.
I meant Sleep Dart.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Sleep Dart's good.
Sleep Dart is good. It's a classic. It's been in there.
Travis checking the graveyard, seeing, is there more presses? What's going on? He sees a press in Arsenal. Very scary, especially being at 13 life. You're like, wow, that's just 3 life. You're probably going to get no matter what.
That should be his last, or, he had to, I think he just pitched a lightning press on his 3 of a kind turn, and he used 1. So this is his 3rd one, and the other one's on the bottom. So he's not safe. He's not safe from it yet, but it is, again, that tricky situation where you block, and then he might just hit you or keep it and threaten you again. It's the looming threat of lightning press in your face.
Then I use my snag, and it doesn't work.
Oh, bring it back, snag.
Bring back snags, man.
And just
it's an instant
infecting shot.
Action, it would work. Damn it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, snags it.
That card's not that great.
Rip.
Remember when it was so good for like 20 minutes?
That's 20 minutes, but now, yeah, exactly. We have another red infecting. This is gonna be massive, just pushing damage overhead. And let's see if Alejandro looks to press.
Oh, I thought he was taking that damage. I was like, dang, Travis.
Yeah,
that's a flex. Yeah, I'll just take half my life away. I mean, but if he doesn't go after dragons, that is value for Travis. It's the thing against Dromai. You got to choose. Do you go to face or do you go to allies? And I think at this point in the game, Alejandro does need to put that pressure on because Travis can turn. Another good turn, double dragon turn. Nice double dragon. Another double dragon turn again. It just keeps building on itself if you don't clear all of them. So I think he's looking to win this game and not prolong his exile.
Alejandro's health lead though is massive from all these blood rots. Travis has probably taken 6 damage from these blood rots he's gotten because he's not paying for them. So it really starts to add up. And Travis is getting into a situation to where he's going to be he is on the back foot, but he won't be able to present enough damage to even close lethal, and all Alejandro has to do is just make a wide enough board and hold press. And once press can come down, then it'll just be the finisher.
Yeah, absolutely. Finally seeing,
a rabble.
It's just been rough for Travis not seeing those, go again pressure cards that really can contribute to his wide attack chains and lots of damage. So
slowly bringing them back. Yep, 1 Ashwing, 2 Ashwing. Travis still probably going to be taking this 2 on the back end. Oh, and a snatch.
Ooh,
nice.
That does hurt.
Snatch with Snapdragons up. The classic WTR combo.
Nice.
So Alejandro's decide here, is it worth it?
Is it worth it? He did take a lot of damage this turn. But he does have a 6-card hand with Lightning Press. It's do you go for the glory of the AGE Open Series Players Championship?
Travis has none floating, so he wouldn't be able to do too much after this. And whatever he draws after that would be free. Wouldn't be able to secure the victory. But Alejandro doesn't want to take the chance here. Doesn't want to give him any setup. He says, I have armor. I'm going to close out the game securely. Here's 1 card and tranche.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Because even if Travis would just arsenal the card, that is advantage over in his next turn. And it could, he's got defense reactions. So it could be a defense reaction. And that would be really disruptive to Alejandro's next turn, which I'm sure he's looking to strip a lot of cards from Travis right now.
Well, he has the press right now, and he's probably going to be able to flip an arrow, obviously, but I don't think it won't be... He loaded last turn, so it won't have go again and won't have +1.
Yeah.
So it would need to be something like a bone shot, which he can press to give go again and also reload in a way.
He does have 9 Bolton shots and 3 Falcon Wings.
Falcon Wings is a good one as well.
I was going to say, his deck does support just natural go again, or somewhat natural go again. Yeah, and then just that Lightning Press sits there and says, do you want to take 3 more damage too?
Do you?
Is this lethal?
See, I'm a type of player where I'll just put my hand on it and just look at them.
Yeah.
Hold it, move it around, play with it. Just make sure it's always there.
It is that thing where you don't want... It sucks when someone just forgets. And it does happen. There's a lot of information, but guess what? There's the Rain Razors too.
Ooh. Over the overhead. All right.
This turn, this might be it. I mean, Travis does have Flame Scale Furnace to block with. The Seeker's
3 of a kind.
He can pitch. Oh, and then he's 3 of a kind.
It's very interesting that he's still choosing not to press. I think he's looking at a press as like the confirm, right? As his confirm when it does go down.
Nice.
So that press is now stuck in there because he has played. Oh no, because 3 of a kind is Arsenal, not Arrow. My bad. So he can actually still play the 3 of a kind.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, this is the situation where.
Okay, never mind. So you're good.
It's not the worst card to have on a 3 of a kind turn.
Yep. So comes back in. He's gonna load 1 and probably look to end this turn if he can. Let's see if Travis has some answers. Travis need to have things that are like, what's that one that you use a dust that has ward?
Sand cover.
Sand cover or sink below. Some high blocking cards here or to pivot.
Yeah, let's see what he's got in his deck. I don't know if he has sand. Oh, he has got a 1 of sand cover.
Nice.
He's got sigil and sink belows. I'm not sure if those are in the deck for this matchup.
We'll see.
Yeah, here we go. Searing Shot. This one, you lose a health when it hits, right?
Yeah. Yep. Wait, what was this? This is Searing. Yeah. So if this hits, they lose an extra 1. I'm pretty sure.
So, what a great bunch of cards for Alejandro on this turn. Really putting the pressure. He's got not only threatening the Lightning Press, but then the loss of life. Like, he could, he could just win out. And he's got Travis has a Nourishing Emptiness in hand. That blocks for 2, right? Or does it block for 3?
Nourishing's 2, I'm pretty sure.
Somebody will correct us. They love to do it.
I love it. Sorry, that's why they keep putting
it. Blocks for 3. It's Majestic. Okay. So he can block 9 plus 2 from his Flame Scale.
Okay.
So that is good. Because
that's so scary, though.
Big, and then he's still just going to hit you with that anyways.
Nothing else can come from his hand. I think he's just getting it out.
I mean, it's going to hit, and then it's going to lose the extra life. So that's putting him in a really bad spot. And, yeah, that's it for his turn. But still, really... really strong spot for him to be in, leaving Travis, which is a single card, which, because of his board state, he can still present.
Dromai. Yeah, they put all his work to do this. So right now, Travis is presenting 1 to 5 damage, 6 damage with Burn Them All on board. Still not enough to kind of clear the finish, but he's probably going to go for it. Oh, another Dromai.
Nice.
That's going to be a good amount of damage.
Now, if Alejandro draws... Well, if he has a popper, this is his worst nightmare because it double doesn't matter.
A double.
Because he's just going to have action points 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
Let's jump in. What's Alejandro thinking? He's like, oh, boy.
He's in the tank.
I love Dromai. It's my favorite dragon.
Yeah, I'll take that damage.
Got the, the beeline of casters in the back watching the game. Just kidding. They're the professional ones.
Alejandro turning off the skull cap, making it even.
Nice. Well, I think skull cap was dead.
But you have AB3. What if you wanted...
He whips out the new unreleased Ranger card that does Arcane damage.
Three Arcane.
Take 3 Arcane, lose the game.
But that skull cap has put in all its work. It has blocked 3, and if it
Totally.
And Travis would have been at 2, I guess technically, and he still has Seeker's Myth, so he has some defensive options still.
Yeah, he's got 2 left on armor, including his Seekers. But Seekers is rough. Like I feel like
Art of War.
I feel like you want to use that earlier, but I'm not a Dromai player.
Draw 2 +1/1. Wait.
He's banishing.
Banishing that. Okay. So draw 2. Boom, boom. Hopefully they're not codexes.
What is it?
+1.
I think one's a 3 of a kind.
Is it?
It is.
One is a 3 of a kind. It's going to pop off a little more here.
Here
3 of a kind coming down. 1, 2.
I think
3.
this is going to be it. Unless he breaks
arrow.
I think I saw an Art of War maybe. Does he run?
Another Art of War. Just keep playing Art of War into 3 of a kind.
But he can't.
He can't play anymore, yeah.
Got to be in Arsenal. So he's got a Lace in Arsenal.
That's cool. A good little pump.
This is going to hurt. And if he doesn't kill him, he's probably going to waste his turn preventing that Blood Rot Pox. But
yeah,
I'm going to guess that this might be our
yeah.
final turn. Ooh.
Never know. You never know.
It's true. But he's going to make him pay. He's going to say, block this with go again. You know the Lace is coming. And
well, the thing is also is that, like, Alejandro can only load 1 more time.
yeah.
but the Lace is huge here. Because any damage leaks from that Lace.
But we haven't seen a lot of Bolton shots. So if he does have a Bolton shot, it does hit. He could get that reload.
That's true.
So
he could extend the chain more.
He does have options. He runs 9 Bolton shots in this deck, which to me makes sense. It's a good card.
Great card. One time got someone played 3 Bolton shots on me on a double Rain Razor's turn. It was not a fun time.
Of course, yeah. That's what they live for. Those Rangers, they love it when their cards do what they want to do.
All right, so 6 go again.
6 go again.
And it's a fake Frostbite. It doesn't give you a Frostbite, but it makes your next card cost 1 more.
Yep.
That you play next turn.
That will hurt. Sorry, just kicking equipment here.
I got long legs,
off
man.
camera. Oh, and Sink Below coming in clutch. Blocking with the Uvia and the Sink Below. Is he going to sink? I can't see what's in his hands.
Sink's a good one to have in this turn.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the turn you want to see at least one of these guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Lace coming in next. We'll see what Alejandro can muster for his follow-up to, I mean, at the very least, he's gonna take all of Travis's cards.
All of them.
And it's not a bad, it's not a bad place to be in.
But Travis can still start kind of taking some of his cards, because he can swing it out with the Chromai.
That's true, because he will get an action point still. So he kind of gets around the not playing a red card, even if he doesn't have any cards.
Alejandro says, I'm going to pump this. I don't think that you have anything else to block it. So it's going to be +3, +1. And then I'm pretty sure that one's like either 4 or 5. So 2 cards in hand. Seeker's Mitt, which you have to pitch to kind of do something.
Headshot, if it's put in your arsenal face up, it's +2 though. So it could be 9, right? It could be 10.
Okay, it's 6.
So it's 6. Oh, it's 11.
Oh, whoa, headshot's crazy.
Oh, I think that's it. I'm gonna call it. What can he do? He can block 2 from his arsenal. No, he'd have to pitch for the Seeker's Mitt.
And then even if one of it gets through, you lose the Blood Rot.
Then the Blood Rot's gonna kill him. Yeah, I think that's it. Travis just doing the mental gymnastics of I got to do my due diligence to make sure there's no out, because sometimes there is. It can look dire, and you can be like, I'm dead. But
these rounds aren't timed.
Yeah, I mean, his last one surely was.
They don't pay us overtime. Go ahead.
Yeah. Travis coming off a lengthy first round game against another Dromai.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is it. He can only block 6. I mean, he can block 7. And then he's going to take 4. Good game. There it is.
Wow. Alejandro takes it.
Stoic as ever.
He's still a little nervous. You can see it. He's like, all right.
That was a close one, man. You know, he played it really smart. I think he did well blocking and not getting greedy with his life lead because he knew there was going to be a point when he needed that life as a resource to put through the damage to end this game.
Shout out Travis's wife for coming and supporting in the background. That's always great when your significant other supports your hobbies. Your wife's up. You know, she's like, you can go ahead and play your card games.
No, she's like, I don't get it. Yeah, I was so close. We played. Oh, wait,
I can fix it. It's okay. See, look, magic.
Oh yeah, look at that teamwork.
Perfect.
I got her to play the Ira decks when they first came out.
Yeah, you're telling me about that. Yeah.
And she was like, let's play again. And I was like, oh shit, I got her into this game. And then I was like, cool, we'll play with like, you know, the original CC decks that they had, the starter decks. And I was like, you get equipment. She was like, oh no, that sounds too hard.
Too complicated, I'm out.
Yeah. But that's okay. She allows me to come out here and enjoy myself doing this. But that was a great game. Shout out to both our players. We do have a player profile for Mr. Travis Wagner.
Sure, everyone here has a player profile. Travis from Los Angeles.
Sneaking in 16, but 53% win rate, 2 top 8s, 41 points. So who would you be proudest of hoisting the trophy over the head of the AG Players Champ? Angel, he says, a local player at my store at Odyssey Games, and I'd love him to see him win it all. That's very true. Angel has been a steadfast Levia player and then switched to Briar because he needs to win games too sometimes, but back on it. So excited to see how he's doing today.
He said, we asked him to predict the finals, and he said Chris Iali versus Tyler Horspool, with Tyler Horspool being victorious.
Oh.
No one tell Tyler that.
Tyler would love that.
Yeah, no one tell Tyler he's
What did you learn about yourself this year? I'm excited about this. I get way too into making spreadsheets. I made a bunch this year, mostly just for fun and to help track my finances. I even made one for this tournament.
That's so sick. I'm not a spreadsheets kind of guy, and it's always cool when seeing that data information that people like that can organize.
Totally.
And it helps the community so much. So thanks again, Travis, for making those spreadsheets. I can't do it.
Shout out to spreadsheets. they keep this.
Thanks, Excel.
They keep this whole world running. To be honest, at some level, I'm sure there's a spreadsheet that manages it all.
Yeah.
So that's our round 2. That was a really great game. I figured it would be pretty close, but in my opinion, it feels like Lexi just has more ability to go wide and then really deal with the dragon. I think that's the thing. I feel like the decks that can go wide and also, you know, keep the dragons down while also presenting hit effects and damage is just going to win out over Dromai.
It's true. His list was very interesting. I think that he was able to make wide states and clear the right dragons when he needed to, but the big thing that really put him ahead was those blood rots. Those blood rots really marginally shot him ahead to where Travis couldn't close it, because if, let's say, none of those arrows were blood rot, that would be like 6 or 8 damage that Travis would have been able to keep in his health reservoir and be able to survive another turn.
2 extra whole unblocked cards.
Yeah, and you're not paying for it.
Yeah, exactly. You just get those for free, man. Well, I guess he paid for the arrow. But no, I think those were MVP in this matchup. I think Alejandro navigated it really well. That Rustling Leaves turn, getting around
sick.
3 of a kind, just
yeah, that really dug him out for sure.
I was like, wow, well, you just passed this turn and
move
on with your life.
And then on top of that, even having the knowledge, so there's another layer, and I was listening to Instancy podcast the other day, and they're talking about having knowledge. Okay, cool. Having knowledge on your hero as well, and knowing that you can double Rustling Leaves is not something that every Lexi player knows.
Totally, yeah.
Really showing his skill on that.
Yeah, love that. For the chat, those joining us, this is our hero breakdown. A lot of Icelander. No, I don't think anyone's surprised about that. Dromai, they love Dromai out here. Yeah. It's just how we roll. And then Briar is...
So Alejandro being the only Lexi in bracket you're going to see today. Tyler Horspool's on 5. I imagine Craig is on Bravo.
Craig, of course, is on Bravo.
We got 2 Levias.
Alan and Angel on
Angel
Levia.
Probably, yep. We got 3 Briars, 3 Dromais, and 5 Islanders.
Who's on Briar?
I imagine Chris.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know who the rest is, but
we'll find out when we go back out there.
Yeah.
People just joining us, this is the championship series. So this is going to be a 16-player bracket from all the people who won the tournaments along the way to get here.
Sweet 16 of the AGE
You see, we
Open Series.
We gave them all Chipotle. There's Zach. There's War. Everyone's happy with Chipotle. I see him walking around. So this is just a big celebration of this whole series, making it happen. These players, you guys, Justin, we're really happy to be here.
Christine.
Shout out Christine. And so we're also going to take a lot more time to deep dive and talk about these players who made it this far. And one of the players we want to highlight coming up is going to be Alejandro. We're going to bring him on for an interview, and we're going to talk about him being the only Lexi in the room and his list. I think he has some really cool additions to his list. I'm excited to pick his brain about.
Totally, yeah. We'll be right back.
So stay tuned. And we're back. Hello.
Hey,
welcome. How's it going, man?
It's good. Yeah.
A great match. You feel great about it?
Yeah, I was definitely worried because I play Zach Wallach a lot at my locals.
Oh, yeah.
And he's always beating me down, so it's like I was definitely worried that it'd be one of those situations. But.
With the Dromai, yeah. Did you, so I don't know if you guys saw too much of this. Did you know that he was going to be a red line, or have you had much practice against kind of a red line Dromai?
So I definitely looked over his list just slightly.
Yep.
I don't really know all the cards too well, so I just saw that he was playing a lot of reds.
Yep.
So I just assumed it was going to be like a classic race, and I think he only had like 3 Sigbalos in the list.
Yep.
So I wasn't too worried about that.
That's great, because traditionally when you play against like Zach, it's like a much tankier list. So it's definitely a different perspective.
I was like, I was just honestly, I was definitely intimidated. I was like, I'm gonna lose on stream again, and it's all good.
The stream curse. Do you get nervous playing on stream, or how many?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You said their second time.
It's my second time on stream, but I get more nervous because I feel like I'm gonna make a mistake on stream. Like I don't know if you've seen recently, like some of the games players have been doing like misplays and stuff like that. And I don't want to get caught in that.
Well, you got caught in it, but not by you. Players, of course, we have our judges in chat saying, so what happened, there was a situation where Lost in Thought doesn't go to your graveyard. The card from your hand goes to the bottom of your deck, and you get a ponder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that might help you in future. We were saying that it's up to both players to know in that scenario, and it could matter in like a longer game, but
that's fair.
But that was the one thing that I seen, but everything else was played really perfectly and tightly. Mm-hmm. It was really sick seeing your double wrestling Leaves turn to dig you out of that brick from 3 of a kind, man.
I was so scared because I was like, man, I have no arrows. What do I do? So I was like, I have to shoot this arrow out. Yeah. And then break my snaps to do it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully hit 2. And then luckily one of them was red, and then the other one was a blue. So.
Yep. No, that was really great knowledge because not a lot of people know that you can do double.
I didn't know. I think that one, Evan Bridges told me that one.
Evan Lexi main.
Most of the list, was inspired by Evan for sure. Like in terms of the trench, like for the longest time I was still on Tunic. Yep. And I switched over.
How do you like trench so far?
I like it. I think it's really good because it's more versatile than the Tunic. So I think.
For what reasons? Yeah.
Because even though you get like a resource you can store in Tunic for like whenever you need it.
Yep.
I think the fact that you can respond to like CNCs or even I can encase sometimes in an Icelander match, I can just pitch away or trench away the card and have my arsenal open for that. So that
was something I was talking with Colin in the beginning, is that how the meta works out is you have your top tier decks, and arguably Lexi is the S tier right now in the meta, and people respond to that with their own decks like Talisman of Warfares and Cases and things like that really target you, and then it goes back onto those decks to respond to that meta, and it seemed like Lexi's option was Trench, like you said, because it can dig you out of those scenarios. How much do you, so like have you ever gone and like trench something and then have it hit and then reload, or you're just trenching it just to save?
So I don't think I did it in this match, but usually what ends up happening is trench in response to like a CNC, and then once the CNC hits, and then as they're passing priority, I'll use that floating resource to load an arrow. Yep. So I'm not necessarily losing. I have to take 6 for it.
Yeah.
But then I usually would have an arrow with go again, or hopefully something I can,
It's super cool. It's important that one resource does help a ton for loading. That's honestly a super solid point. Couple questions. Are you going to Vegas?
Yes, I will be going
to Vegas. You gonna bring this list?
More than likely, yes.
More than likely, okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna change some stuff. We'll see. I would like to get a Cold for a New Horizon in before then, but we'll see.
We'll see. I was looking over this list right now. How do you like Horror Sting?
It's cool, man. I think it's good.
Better than Bullseyes?
Well, I would if I had the chance, for sure.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more Rangers just running Bullseyes.
No, it's good. It's good when it hits.
Yeah.
Obviously, it'll whiff sometimes, but yeah, it's really good.
It was cool how you cleared that Ashwing that one time, and then.
Yeah, I was talking to Travis about it. So I had initially thought he was gonna swing with the bigger dragon first, and then I was like, oh, this is gonna suck. I can't do the thing. But he swung with the Ashwing, so I was able to.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, but he told me after the game that was what he intended to do, because it was like part of the strategy he was working with. But I was just like, well, that's cool.
Awesome. Looking more over your list, some different things. Headshots. You have 2 red headshots.
Yes.
How do you like headshot? It was really cool at the end there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right before I had the 3 of a kind turn, I had a searing shot, I think, in my hand. And I just knew it wasn't going to be enough to like damage. I was hoping to maybe 3 of a kind into the last headshot, and I was able to.
You did it.
Yeah.
That's skill, man.
It was cool. I was like, oh, it's hit you for 11. I was scared because I was like, there's no way he has enough to block.
Yeah.
But I was so scared because I was like, well, if he doesn't, I just lose.
You just need to get tall enough to where he couldn't.
Exactly.
Let's see. What else you got? You got Remorseless. I don't know if that's always ran in most.
I didn't run it in this list.
Not this list.
Just because he didn't have a lot of D-reacts.
Yep.
So I figured it wouldn't really do much. But I should have maybe put it in there knowing he was going to go wider, maybe. So that was on me.
Yeah. You have on your sideboard like a little Dromai package we saw, which was the battering bolts and the down and dirties.
Yes.
Your opening hand seemed to have a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that feel when you opened up and you had a battering bolt and maybe a down and dirty in there?
I mean, it was weird, but at that point I just knew I had to shoot it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't gonna try to let it like clunk up in my hand or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I just.
What? 1 minute left.
Oh yeah.
You're good. Okay. Awesome. Just a couple more questions on that. Going into the meta and going into your future games, what do you hope to practice or achieve? You hope to win it all? You hope to...
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely a little greedy when it comes to
greedy?
Fab, so I definitely want to do as best as I can. I don't know, do best for the community.
Best. And then what would you do with the prize money? You take it to Vegas?
I'll take some to Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to buy some cold foils.
Some nice cold foils with
Yes,
it?
I'm going to buy some cold foils for sure with it.
All right, man. Well, it's exciting seeing your story. I wish you the best of luck with the rest of your rounds. I wish you the best of luck with the Vegas.
Yeah,
people are interested in your deck list. So if you have any social media or any way to contact you, what would be the best way for that deck?
I don't really have social media. I mean, you can always
Perfect.
You can always hit me up at kingslayergames.com.
Kingslayer Games. Yep. So go check them out. Great shop and locally. They order cards.
Fountain Valley. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks again. We're going to be coming back in the next round in a couple minutes here, so please stay tuned and watch some old footage. See you guys in a couple minutes.